All right, let's get down and nerdy. Let's talk about some MCU news. Let's talk about D23 in Brazil, where we got some important updates from Kevin Feige and Marvel on upcoming projects. We got 2 new trailers, and then we had some juicy info given by Feige during D23. So 2 new trailers, Ricky Flex. We had one for the upcoming Captain America Brave New World, releasing in theaters February 14th. And then we have Thunderbolts asterisk that is dropping May 2nd, 2025. Ricky Flex, dealer's choice. Where do you want to start?
I guess Captain America.
Yeah, we can sound a little more confident. I said dealer's choice, but I'm technically the dealer.
That's why I paused. I was like, I'm not the dealer.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be dealing, right? I'll deal Captain America Brave New World. Ricky, second major trailer we've gotten. I'm still a little unsure where the story's going, but I think we have a little bit more of a direction after this trailer. I guess after watching it, what's your optimism level at right now?
Like out of 10?
Yeah, out of 10.
Better. It's better. It's improved. I'm probably at like a 6.
Yeah.
6.0. I think this gave me some hope around some of the plot, right? And some of the like actual inner workings after all the rumors of the rewrites, the reshoots that are literally happening this month, according to Giancarlo Esposito. Again, this movie comes out in February. So I still have my reservations about this project and the multiple villains, Captain America, Red Hulk, and everything going around it. But this didn't look terrible, right? And I think for me, like, again, a lot of my reservations are about off the field, like, on set and whatnot, outside the actual movie. I guess some other reservations I would have just from the trailer itself. It looks like there's some CGI issues.
Okay, and is that because of what you saw from Red Hulk in an extended look this trailer?
Actually, no.
Okay. So where is it coming from?
So I think a lot of since you asked, Red Hulk, better than expected. Didn't look that bad. I think that's probably where all the money went, because holy crap, when they're overseas and it's clearly like a green screen, it's insane how bad when there's a couple marks. If you want to go back and look, listener, 116 area, the 142 area, and a couple like minute 42, and a couple other spots where it's just clearly a green screen. It is unbelievably bad. And I'm shocked there's not more of an outrage on this. I think it's because Red Hulk looked better than expected. But this project has been allegedly, reportedly over $300 million. And a lot of it's going to CGI because of Red Hulk. But clearly needed to allocate some of that capital, some of that money to this, because half this trailer was green screen. And I thought it looked awful.
So in those type of situations, and you clearly took notes. I mean, like you were inspecting this harder than the actual Captain America would. So it seems like maybe was that when the new Captain America is in the air, he's doing aerial stunts. Is it like that's where you saw the green screen?
That's one of them, but it was like more like one of them. He's on a ship in the ocean, and they're looking out,
and it looks like the Truman Show.
Worse. It was worse.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I'm just shocked. I think it's because of the Red Hulk, and all the focus is going to be around that, and that's CGI, of course. But we can't forget that the Red Hulk is not going to be in the majority of this movie. The majority of these action scenes are going to be non-Red Hulk, and we got to take a little closer look at this. And I was thinking, watching this trailer, going back to your initial question of like, oh, what's my optimism around this? 6 out of 10. I think this is going to be like a Shang-Chi, where this might be a solid movie, decent, maybe not to the heights that we want, especially from a Captain America movie. But, it's a stamp of approval, gets the job done. Let's move on to Thunderbolts.
That background may trick Truman, but it's not tricking Ricky Flex. Ricky, no. I think, when I watched this, my optimism level, I would say is like at a 5. And I kind of got a sense of a little bit of desperation from this trailer because of the extended look at Red Hulk. It feels like everyone's questioning the CGI. What's the next trailer? We're going to show him extended. We're going to show the details, how it still looks like Harrison Ford, even though we know it's not really Harrison Ford. But you know what movie I thought of? And it's not a Marvel superhero movie. This trailer kind of reminded me of Batman vs. Superman.
Oh,
Let me explain why.
oh
Because that sounds really bad. But when I
Yes.
think of the trailer for Batman vs. Superman, to me was super desperate. And because the main villain, Lex Luthor, right, creates this monster that becomes Doomsday. I think there's a similar thing happening in this trailer where you have the Serpent Society and you have Sidewinder played by Giancarlo Esposito. He, I think, is going to be, judging by the clues of this trailer, orchestrating Harrison Ford becoming the Red Hulk. There is, I don't know if you caught this, Ricky. I was pausing it a couple moments. I know you were taking a couple timestamps down when Sidewinder is talking and he is like, it's an overlay or he's narrating a bit of the trailer. There's a part where it almost goes to like a hideout of maybe of a Sidewinder, and it says reset Ross, reset America. And so did you happen to see that?
I saw the reset, Ross. So clearly some manipulation, perhaps,
So
with the leader here, Samuel Stearns.
so it could be who's Samuel Stearns?
Tim Blake Nelson's character, the leader.
Oh yeah, I forgot that might be him. Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, because because I was also thinking like there are some missing pieces of the puzzle here. Reset Ross, reset America seems pretty obvious. Like there's some manipulation that's happening in the background for him to become the Red Hulk. I was wondering about the villains in this movie because Red Hulk, we assume, is just going to be in the third act, similar to Doomsday and Batman vs Superman, and Serpent Society, which is like this terrorist organization run by Sidewinder, doesn't seem like it's a big enough villain for Captain America. And we are suspiciously missing the leader from all of this. So I guess he is going to be the third party here, but we've seen 2 trailers that had no hints of this character. And there's so many like chopping points that have been rumored for this movie. The script's been redone. You don't know what's actually going to appear from like what was reported. I'm wondering how big of a role, if at all, the leader is here. But I think you really need him because Red Hulk's not really your villain, even though you had the showdown in the trailer. The Sidewinder is not big enough to be a Captain America villain. I think there's just a piece missing of this puzzle.
Yeah, and I think that piece is Tim Blake Nelson's character, the leader.
Yeah.
Right? And we get one shot from behind of him in this trailer.
Of the leader?
Yes, we get one shot of it. It was
What?
him. It was like him. He was at a screen door or like a deck door, a slider.
Okay.
And it was Tim Blake Nelson's voice, and it was clearly trying to tell you that this is him.
How
Right?
did they must have been? I didn't.
He was wearing a hat, like an old school detective hat.
That's what I thought
and
Sidewinder was doing.
Sidewinder, is that Giancarlo Esposito's character?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not him.
Okay. So maybe
Different
he's wearing that. He's wearing the hat to like hide, right?
Well,
like his head?
so the leader. So the leader again, Tim Blake Nelson. What was he in? The Incredible Hulk in 08, right? And he was the janitor or whatever, exposed to gamma radiation, and the leader is like green. So it's trying. I think this trailer is smartly kind of covering up this CGI and what he's looking like, especially for someone that in 08 was not the leader then.
You don't want a MODOK situation.
Right. Because it's going to be weird, dude. He has like a big forehead. He literally has like blasts of energy coming from his forehead. According to the comics, I don't know if they're going to go that, supernatural in this movie, because this movie, again, is a Captain America that doesn't have superpowers. So probably not. So, but is he green? I think so. So I think they're trying to cover it up and not trying to reveal that yet, even though they're revealing the Red Hulk. But I think a key quote to go along with the reset button, I think the reset Hulk is like the second
Reset Ross,
sorry, is the second most important quote. And it's it's even more important because of the most important quote, which goes to our villain question. Follow me. Pulling the strings on everything. Right? Anthony Mackie, Captain America, in this trailer says somebody's pulling the strings on everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And it's obviously not Giancarlo. He's kind of a gun for hire type of leader that we've seen, similar to like in Winter Soldier, or Civil War. Who's the guy?
Crossbones.
Yes, exactly. He's kind of
I'm following you. I'm following you.
Again, kids, bear with me here. So that's what I'm thinking is happening here, right? And then we might get like a Loki situation with the reset Ross with the leader, right? Loki and the Avengers trying to bring the Hulk out, we're trying to get the Red Hulk out. I think we're trying to see something like that where the leader is pulling the strings on everything, including the subplot B villain, Giancarlo and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. I buy this. Now I'm more optimistic about the movie. I didn't know that was supposed to be the leader. I didn't know it was that obvious. I guess it was, you know?
I thought it was because they panned to him and it's Tim Blake Nelson's voice, clearly, and not Giancarlo's, not Anthony Mackie, not Harrison Ford's. And I think Tim Blake Nelson's voice is throughout this trailer narrating a couple scenes.
So that's where I'm confused because Giancarlo at times sounds different than the way he usually sounds, you know? And Tim Blake Nelson, I do remember breaking down the first trailer and the narration. I was like, who's saying that to Captain America? I remember having that conversation. Who's saying that? Who's narrating? And I guess it was the leader the entire time. So we might be seeing a partnership potentially from the leader and Giancarlo Sidewinder and his Serpent Society. And I also am wondering, this is during a wartime. I'm like Thunderbolt Ross keeps saying I was a wartime general, and now I'm a wartime president. I don't know who they're going up against necessarily.
Do you have another theory? I have another theory around that. And again, this is so many questions with this movie because there's a lot of questions to it within the plot. So remember the Eternals and the Celestial in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, I recall.
And that's going to be in this movie.
Who doesn't?
I'm pretty sure there's rumors, and I think this is going to be it, where all these countries want the Celestial in the ocean. They think they have rights to it or something like that. And there's going to be like battles in the sea.
Ooh.
That's why we see that in the trailer. We see like battles, war, quote unquote, over the water. That is my theory.
So maybe it harnesses technology, resources that countries want, and they argue who has the right to it. And it's a battle for this resource. That could be something almost similar to like how vibranium is valued in Wakanda.
Yes,
it's something there. And it's like, hey, we have rights to this. This other country has rights to it. Who should get it? Maybe one country is saying we're going to use it for something else, some weapons, and maybe US and Ross is saying it's best if we hold it, right, and to not enact it. Who knows? But I think that's actually a really good theory, Ricky Flex. Well done. Snaps for you. But Red Hulk extended look. We think it's just going to be third act. I want to talk about Captain America. It's got a new look.
It is his movie. The title character.
Titular, right? He looks pretty cool. I know, like with the actual suit. He has the helmet. The only thing is, this is my beef with the MCU. Whenever someone has a helmet, it's nanotechnology. It's never just a helmet. Like, remember the good old days where you had Captain America just putting on a helmet the old-fashioned way?
Yes.
No, you can't do that anymore. It's in the you know who doesn't have a nanotech helmet? John Walker in the Thunderbolts trailer we will be talking about next. A movie I'm a little bit more optimistically about. I don't want to go overboard, but I think I'm more optimistic compared to Captain America: Brave New World. But it's amazing. Just to kind of wrap this up, and we could talk. Actually, I have a couple more things to talk about. The CGI and like they're hiding the leader. Maybe it's just like, oh, they don't want to give everything away, even though like we know he's a part of this movie, and they might just be hiding the CGI. People have been coming out of the woodworks to complain about this movie before it even has a chance. Almost that's like what it feels like, where people are just shitting on it at any point. They're dissecting the trailer even more than you, Ricky Flex.
True, that is true.
Every part, every flaw of this movie, they're trying to point out. For some reason, they're attacking this movie very viciously, maybe because it's trying to take on the tone and the mantra of a Winter Soldier, which many people think is the greatest movie in the history of the MCU. So people are like, I think that this movie is kind of trying to hijack that and just be a lesser than or JV version of it. But people are complaining about the CGI, and the worst part of the CGI hasn't even dropped yet, which is pretty crazy to me. Another character appeared here, though, that I wasn't aware of. Not only the leader, but there is like almost a Black Widow-esque type character that I think we're going to be introduced to. And she is someone that is maybe the press secretary for like Thunderbolt Ross, almost like similar
staff or something.
It feels very similar to Natasha Romanoff in Iron Man 2. What's going on here? Are we going to get another reveal of a Black Widow-esque type character? Is that the person that was doing all those stunts, I assume?
I believe so, because why give her multiple lines in this trailer if it's just a very minor character?
I'm going to call this out. She's bad.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Because
Your inner circle has been
quote unquote.
infiltrated. Your inner
Yes,
circle's been infiltrated. The person closest to you
exactly.
will be working with Captain America. She has obviously these high level moves. This is an espionage movie. You can expect backstabbing and changing of sides. She is earmarked to be a villain by the end of this movie.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I think it's a great point. I just want to really quickly mention something about the look of the suit. It's just
Oh yeah,
because I agree with you. I wrote down like I'm not sure what in the comics Sam Wilson's Captain America's helmet, but you know what I thought of when I saw it? Ant-Man.
yeah. Honestly, and I don't really hate it,
It's Captain America.
Ricky, but like maybe they should have just kept the goggles, like nanotech. That would have been silly too. You didn't have to give him a helmet, but like he is kind of entering like war zones, so it's like probably good he has a helmet.
And he doesn't have super serum, like he's just a normal dude.
I think though, like the emphasis, it's almost like when you put that white on, it almost felt like an NFL color rush like type of feeling, where it was like, wow, like he looks pretty fly with that white and with the red, white, and blue. The wings feel like they have some extra length than usual, and also they're doing some pretty cool stuff with the effects, with him going, moving 90 degrees and slicing cars with his wings. I'm like, yeah, this is how you're gonna be like, this character is cool, because I don't think people believe Falcon was cool. They're going to make Captain America cool. And how are we going to do that? We're going to give him, right? The wings are going to be especially utilized, obviously, in this movie, but also even the points where he's landing and then he says, wait for it. It's like a classic, like Marvel, like one line, cliche ish type of, then it reverberates, like pushes the bad guys back. Like that type of stuff. They're trying new stuff out. I respect it and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to make him look cool. I think the key question with the look is I think color wash is a good analogy. Let's go one step further. Is
MCU
it just
color.
like a one night a year, Thursday night game? Like, oh, is that it? Or like, is this like, oh, this is cool no matter what? Let's start integrating this as like an alternate uniform. So we wear multiple times a year. It's going to be like that. I think that's a key question for the look of Sam Wilson that goes to actually, do we respect him as, like Harrison Ford does not, Thunderbolt Ross does not respect him as Captain America because he's not Steve Rogers. As an audience, are we going to like go forward and be like, yeah, this is our guy, And I think this movie, a movie where we're more excited for the Red Hulk, at least I am. I'm more excited to see the leader. And Giancarlo, I don't know. I think it's a toss up between Captain America and him. It's like he's the title character. I can't say titular well. And I'm not that excited to see him. That's bad, especially for Captain America, who's like, besides Spider-Man, like up there for the next up for Marvel's best superhero.